Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name's Bob, I'll be your host. And we're still in the spooky season, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to share some ideas with you so you could do some horror themes in your tabletop RPGs, particularly for your Dungeon Dragons or OSR type settings. And I've just got a couple for you. And hopefully these ideas will give you some inspiration for you to try some stuff. And by all means, use these ideas I'm giving you because they're pretty neat. And I'll give you the rundown of the whole thing. The first idea I got for you is for a game where you're just getting started. The players haven't gone out adventuring yet, and it takes place in their little home village, their hometown. And I thought of this adventure originally to run as a funnel for Dungeon Crawl Classics. But you could use it for a starting point in your regular tabletop games. Now, what it is there is a big event going on in the village. They're having a celebration, and it could be celebrating whatever you want, particularly maybe the harvest or something. Anyway, they're having the big shindig at the local tavern or inn, and the whole village is going to be there. So it's going to be crowded. But since there's going to be a lot of adults getting drunk and doing adult things, the kids aren't invited. So the kids are having their own little party, own slumberish type party, I guess. And one of the other buildings in the town. So, as festivities go, well, the gravedigger was supposed to be there, the town gravedigger, but he hasn't, so the players are summoned and have to go out and find him. Well, when they get there, they find a little girl in the graveyard, and it turns out that the little girl is a zombie, and the players have to deal with her or run screaming into the night, however they wish to play it. Because at this point, the players' characters are basic townfolk. They haven't started their adventuring career yet. So after that, on their way back, so they can tell everybody at the gathering, they keep running into more and more zombies through the town. And what we're doing here is your basic zombie invasion like in the movies, only set in a medieval setting. So at this point, when they get there and they tell the people what's going on, they can board themselves in, and eventually the question is going to ask, what about the kids? At this point, you run a timer, and after so many rounds, you start rolling a die to see how many kids have gotten eaten until somebody can get there and rescue the kids. Don't tell the players about this. They're just going to see you rolling a die, and you're going to tell them, don't worry about it, and this will make them even more worried. Now, the players could pull out and kill off all the zombies, because you're going to have a set number at the beginning, and this many zombies have to be destroyed in order to beat the scenario. But if not, it turns into just escaping the town so that nobody gets eaten. So you might have to do a little bit of play with the zombies as written in the books, because zombies in the books are a fairly easy creature to defeat. So you may have to beef them up a little bit, because you're going to have the town folk helping them out a little bit. But the point is, don't put any like super warriors in your town to do the heavy lifting. The players are going to have to do this. In the end, you either save the town or you get away without getting killed. And in the Dungeon Crawl Classics at this point, you'd have your experience points to gain first level and get your class and everything. But after a starting point like that, an opening, how could you go back to tending the fields? You're an adventurer now. Congratulations, you have a horrifying backstory. So, you got your zombies there. The other one I came up with, I came up with for a scenario in Lamentations of Flame Princess, but you can use it in any game. And the players roll in the town, and the town is fearful at night. They don't want anybody. If the players arrive at night, nobody's going to let them in. The inn's not going to let them in. It's locked up. If they arrive before dark, after dark, everything's locked up. Nobody's allowed outside. The reason being is there is an unholy creature, a vampire, that's going around slaughtering people at night. And the players at this point will be approached to see if they will deal with this vampire problem. Well, they know who the vampire is, the town, but nobody has been able to go do anything about it. Everybody's too afraid, even during the day. So they tell the players who they think the vampire is. Now, when the players go there, of course, they're not going to find anybody. If they go during the day to find him, the big secret is he's not staying there. He's got another place he's hiding out that's closer to town, in the town, so he can get blood. Now, he returns at night to the main house, which is where they send the players, after he's gotten blood, so he can do things at home. But for the most part, he doesn't go there. So that's a wild goose chase for the most part, unless they're going there at night. Now, while they're there, if they do some investigating, like reading the guy's journals or papers and so forth, they'll find some interesting tidbits about this vampire. And it turns out he's not a vampire. Apparently, he was a good, noble guy. He was the lord of the land and was taking care of everybody. But some bandits came in and they killed his family, and he lost it and he killed the bandits. And when he was done, in his mind, he felt he should have died because the bandits outnumbered him so much. And he's kind of lost it at this point and has figured he's a monster. And the first monster that popped in his mind is, of course, a vampire. So now he's going out and feeding on the villagers at night, even though he's just a regular person. Now, this will give you some neat stuff to do to the players, because if they tried some of the sticks that normally work on vampires, they're not going to work on this guy. They can't drag him out into the sunlight to destroy him. If they put a stake in his heart, he's going to die. He's mortal. And his state of thinking he's a vampire, though, he's managed to somehow get some super strength to him. So he's stronger than a normal person, and he's quicker than a normal person. And so that's going to make him a lot tougher to beat. But garlic's not going to repulse him. Holy symbols aren't going to work. He's going to cross the river to get to you. So the standard tricks aren't really going to work for this guy. And the players are going to have a lot of surprises on him until they figure out that the guy is just a person. And at this point, they can try to calm him down, talk it out with him, if he'll let them. Now, if they do so, he's going to feel a lot of guilt and turn himself in. And he might reward the players himself. But more than likely, the players are going to have to kill him, which don't make it easy for him. This guy's supposed to be tough. He thinks he's a monster. So the village themselves will reward the players. Probably they'll let the players go through and take what they want from the guy's house. Any riches or what have you. And that'll be the reward. Or they may reward the players with the guy's house and property, in which the town putting the players there, they will have heroes now to protect them. And this will set your players up for future events, maybe working so that they can become the new lords of the land, getting their own titles and so forth. But it'll give them a base of operations for the most part. So, those are two horror scenarios that you could use to great effect in your fantasy role-playing game. I don't know if they're going to help you much, but I've used a couple of them, and they've worked out pretty good for me. If you use them, let me know how they work out for you. I'd like to know. But hopefully these ideas give you some inspiration to add some horror into your game. And thank you for joining me and listening to my stories, I guess. And hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.